Okay, we're back. Do I even want to talk about it? Do I even want to put up with it? So it came out on iFunny. Obviously, the most reliable news source in the world, iFunny. Of all places. Of all places. Yes, we're gonna do a custom race. 202 credits? Good Lord, have mercy on my soul. No. Professional. Oh! La ti da 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 da. It came out, Sony did officially. I'm gonna wait until I get into the race. Go race. Settings, car settings. We're going to put Sports Soft on. We don't want to be too good. Well, racing cards. Oh no! Not these cars. What make? That's better. Okay, let's do this. It turns out that Sony did change the terms of the agreement. Arrowhead really didn't know what Sony was doing. Essentially, they agreed to something. They probably didn't really thoroughly go through the legalese of the contract because they were late. That or they've got cheap lawyers. It's gonna cost them. Steam, if I remember the details properly, Steam has removed it from 117 countries. Those 117 countries don't have PlayStation Network access. So the people who have Helldivers II right now, and they're one of those 117 countries, they can still play it until Sony does their thing. But once it happens, it happens. But yeah, Sony, it's confirmed. So I'm correct. Sony did change the terms of the agreement after whatever contract they had was signed. I'm sure they covered their ass, and it was already predestined that the original contract that they signed. It's still up in the air whether this was something that happened after a failed negotiation to increase its take of pie. Sony's investors would demand that. Why are you turning into me, you fucking twit? What? What the fuck? I gotta do 4 laps of this, and I have very little to talk about. Ring is a nice track. I'll give it that. The more and more I play it, the more and more I really come to enjoy it. I mean, you can really send some of the visuals in this game. Here comes this turn. You're gonna tap the brake. Inside! Oh! I raped him pretty good. Now, as a rule, these cars will try to stay out of the racing line. I wish this car had a 7 gear. Now, the Honda Civic R EK touring car is a very... This is a fun car to drive. It's small, it's a hatchback, it's doors, it's enjoyable. Front-wheel drive, so it's not too... It's not hard, okay? Oh, I just got done getting my rewards from participating in these uploads. Ranked 1,000th in my country. That's interesting. Whoa. If I was on top of all of the events and, you know, didn't just casually keep forgetting that there was an event going on, it would have probably been a different story. I probably would have ranked higher. But, you know, I don't care. Unfortunately, this is a pastime that I enjoy. But I'm not spinning. Yeah, I'm still joking spinning. So, see, I completely avoided that topic afterwards. I mean, I said it in such a short synopsis. I dropped the ball. I don't have the social battery for it this time. And I'm trying to force the situation. Their original agreement, I guarantee you, did not involve Sony forcing players to have to sign up with a PSN. I guarantee it. And that changed when their investors definitely got involved. The game became a meme. The investors saw it as a way of, you know, getting a little extra censorship in, a little bit of their DEI. They probably threw a little money Sony's way to like, hey, do a little didn't earn it money for it. Just do this little thing. It's clear as day. Some mad lad had a screenshot of the agreement that was originally given for people. And it went from optional to mandatory. It is extremely funny. This game gets super popular. And a lot of press, a lot of popularity. It becomes a meme. Game of the year, even. I mean, they just had to kill it. Sony was succeeding. They're acting like they're Republicans. They're like a fainting goat. Sony was succeeding. They got nervous because they were succeeding. And they didn't even do anything to do it. They didn't know what to do with themselves. Ooh, see, I'm getting distracted. I'm cutting down the skill cap 0. They got distracted. What the fuck? Okay, really? No fucking. Nope. Really? Here I am fucking... Okay. Alright. What the fuck? I'm having a perfect race until this exact moment. It's always this section of the track, right up there, and after this jump, that causes all the issues. Sony was winning, and they just couldn't handle the W anymore. The W was too big for them. They fumbled it. They asked for more, but they ain't no fortunate son. What happened? They killed it. Well, it's not dead, but now it's completely just, it's been completely review bombed. Did you really think? I mean, what the promise is when they fix it, you know, Sony backs down and does just walks away from the gig and like, okay guys, we're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. The idea is well, we're going to bring your reviews back up. A lot of people who review Bummed aren't going to bring it back. They're just not, because, you know, people are retards. Duh. Keep those rear tires warm. It's important. That's all it was. It was a mix of either corporate incompetence. I'll give it that, because that's an easier answer than greed. There's less complication in saying calling it incompetence, or corporate, just straight up corporate greed. Straight up greed. Give me a bigger piece of the pie. I want more. I am still waiting for the play Sony is going to make. From what it looks like, Arrowhead's trying to force them to either double down or backpedal. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say Sony is going to double down. Sony is going to double down, because that is what these companies do. And it's going to be a loss. Arrowhead was not supposed to succeed, just like DJT was not supposed to win in 2016. They're going to double down. They are going to make a Steele dossier on Arrowhead Studios. Right now, they're making a Steele dossier, and it's going completely viral, more viral than the game itself, simply because, one, botting, two, they're paying for the story to be recognized. And it's also hating. It's hate reading, hate watching, hate listening, hate playing when they don't play the game. But it's the fact that there are groups, and there are people who wanted to have this game fail because it didn't subscribe to their religion. All right, there wasn't a rainbow flag cape. They weren't going to put in a rainbow flag cape. They didn't have their delusions affirmed by the video game. So they wanted it to be torn down. Because if they can't have it and they can't ruin it, then it shouldn't exist. Just like they shouldn't exist. But, you know, parents gotta abuse kids. There's always that creepy Uncle Tom that comes around and decides, hey, there's a good piece of ass. Hey, brother, you're not sharing that? You know? There's always got to be that to go on. There's always someone to ruin something. There's always that weirdo standing in the corner who's like, hey, guy, what about? That was part of the course. There's always someone who wants to ruin it because it doesn't fit into their little fucking religion, alright? They want to act like, look, these fuckers got a taste of power, and now they want to act like the Bibble thumpers of the early 2000s, 90s, the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Alright, you don't know who the Bibble thumpers were? Boomers. Alright, it was boomers trying to clean themselves of all the sex and drugs that they did in their youth.
Oh, I'm close to God now. I've reached my 60s, okay? I've reached my 60s. I'm a godly person.
I'm gonna go to church. These are the church crowd people. If you ever worked retail or food service or anything like that, these are the church crowd people. I keep putting it in fifth gear, thinking it's gonna be seventh, but no, this car just likes to scream. I didn't fuck with the gearing; it's completely stock, other than the tires and the paint job. The paint job is very nice. I like Spoon. Spoon is good. Spooning is great. Big Spoon. important. Spoon is important, whether it be with a partner or a pillow. Your choice. Now that I have a sizable lead, take a moment to get a little bit of focus and try to talk about the topic at hand. Look, they wanted the game to fail. It was not supposed to be successful. I'm repeating myself again and again and again. It just wasn't supposed to be successful. Like I said yesterday, the contract that was agreed upon, that Sony agreed to, they probably thought, well, you know, it wasn't going to be that big of a deal. There's probably going to be a few niche players that were going to play it and enjoy it. I mean, no one would hear about it, and then it would just go away after 3 months, all right? It would go away. They'd get their pennies from it. The developers would be like, yeah, that was a successful launch. But no, it went fucking viral everywhere. People went bonkers over it because it was funny. It was cool. This was Halo ODST, alright? This is the game everyone's been wanting. And there was not a lot of it for me was there was not a single pride flag in sight. There's not a single virtue signal. There's no political pandering. None of that. There was none of that. There was none of that bullshit just giving people attention that don't need attention. It's killed the evil socialist robots and killed the bugs. Alright? That's all it was. It was simple. It was called, oh, this advertisement says, here's a game that will make you have fun. Oh, that's why. See? This was a game simply designed for you to have fun. That's it. There was no underlying message, no underlying talk. Look at Gran Turismo. This is a game specifically designed for if you're an enthusiast. Right? I'm having fun because this is the type of game I like. No different than anybody who plays Parts of Air. It is a game designed for fun and very enthusiasm for that sort of game. Helldivers is a PvO. And into the wall. Where's my traction? So this portion of the track is made like it's like it's ice. And that's quite literally what this portion of the track is legendary for. It's deceiving. You think you can go faster than the track will actually allow. A lot less stumbling back than last time. Did a quick yawn, dude. The game was designed to be fun. It was a game meant for people to have fun. People who wanted to have fun. People who wanted to sit down and just unwind. No competitiveness. No niche crowd. You could sit back and not see politics in front of your face. You can sit back and ignore the real world. If you sit back and ignore the real world when it's needed most. Look at the world. There's 2 wars going on. Right? There are 2 wars. The fucking botniks and the botniks light are fighting each other. We're sending all the money overseas. We've got brown people invading the country because the white people at the top of the food chain say, hey, we need slaves, okay? We need slaves. We need slaves. Right? We've got the Jews over in Israel committing a genocide. We've got the Muslims over in Palestine LARPing a genocide. You know, their family horrible. And that's the state of the world. It's depressing. Food's expensive. The news is constantly doom and gloom. Nothing good is happening. We're in a depression. An artificial depression at that. People's anxiety is up. And every ounce of media around them for the last decade has been non-stop pounding. You need to think this. This is the correct opinion. This is what you need to think. This is what you need to do. Slow down. Okay, we're pretty down. It's been, and there's a game that finally comes about. People like it. It's hyped up. Makes you feel, wow, yeah, epic. I mean, that's the vibe of the game. As soon as I first picked it up, I looked at it. I'm like, you know what? This looks good. I'll give it a try. It's cheap, all right. And I had Kroger bucks back when I used to work at Kroger. I got these coupons, and before they patched it, I would scum them off of essentially customers who didn't give a fuck what they were because it's a bunch of rich bucks and a bunch of rich employees who don't give a fuck about coupons unless it says, oh, you're gonna save $10, blanket, all that, yeah. They didn't care about anything else. I want to use my $10 coupon. I'm keeping it. It's my senior discount. But sir, your Social Security is your senior discount line. I don't care. I didn't contribute anything into it. I just got inheritance. My dad died. Alright? He didn't fight in the war for me to have to actually pay for things before. That's your job. It's your job to take care of this. Okay? And I got the game for free. So if I didn't like it, well then I wouldn't have give a fuck. But no, it hypes you all the way up. The game, every step of the way, just straight hypes you up. The game is fun. Alright, it is fun. That is why it went viral. They designed a game that people needed most. They came when they needed the most. I guarantee you the moment Helldivers II came out, the suicide rates dropped. I would actually have to look at the statistics later. I'll have to remind myself next year or a few years down the line. Look at the suicide statistics around the release of Helldivers II and before. And see, I guarantee you, suicide rates dropped because of this game. People actually chose to live because of this game. Because it was fun. It was an escape. People were pissed because it was an escape. I guarantee you, the investors were pissed because it was an escape from their global normal propaganda. The whole point of the way this propaganda works is it's all encompassing. That's the point of it. You aren't supposed to be able to escape. Every turn you make is supposed to be a slap across the face and say, support Palestine, support the gays, support the Jews, support transitioning kids, okay? Gay kid! Wow, you're supposed to let that man into the women's room. Wow. I know he's in there curving out on women, but you know he's hanging around with a boner under a dress. Just chill. Sex. So on TV every third fucking second. I can't watch any shows without surprise. Sex scene. Just out of nowhere, no context at all, just happens, bam. 1 minute you're watching a bit of slice of life, the next minute, oh, I'm on Pornhub. Damn. Helldivers was just not that. And that's why it got popular. Wasn't supposed to. And this was in a more complicated sense. This was sabotage as well. People like the game enough to say, hey, this is just Sony being an asshole. Fuck you, Sony. Backfire. Whoops. I'm sure we haven't seen this exact thing happen before. Damn, it's feeling pretty good. Alright, let's just tear this man down. There's no way it'll backfire. Backfire! Now you have a whole new different form of populist ideology in the United States that's spreading across the globe because it makes people feel good. They feel like they can. They feel good. They feel comfortable. What happened to making people feel good and winning? What happened to giving people what they want? Think about it. That's always been what you're told. Give people what they want, you will succeed. What's been happening, what's been being taught is make people don't give them any other options. Okay, there's socialism, Marxism, alright? That's what's been being taught in psychology. If I remember college psychology classes that I took, and it's been a while, there's an effect to where limitation of choices. Let's say there are two phone companies, alright? Samsung and Apple. They're the same fucking thing, alright? Literally the same fucking thing. Except, you know, one costs more, and one's more practical. That's the only difference. And it's gone to the point of where people should have breeding preferences of what color your text box comes out. Legit. People have breeding preferences because it's a symbol of social status and financial status. Quite literally. But there's only two choices and it's the same fucking thing. Literally the same fucking thing. And that's what they've been basing their market off of. That's what they've been doing. That's kind of been the artificial grift. The console wars have long since stopped. That grift is gone. I've always been because that's what I'm familiar with. That's just how it is. I'm going to go with what I'm familiar with. That's how most people work. They go with what they're familiar with. Okay. That is, okay, look, they teach you in psychology this. People tend to follow the path of least resistance. Look at racing, alright? What is the path of least resistance? Going on the inside of the track and then swinging out. I have to turn a lot less. I have to throttle modulate a lot less. Just by following a simple path. Alright, it's the path of least resistance. It's also the fastest path. Better things come when you follow the least resistance. Alright? So, when they're trying to make two paths between people, and they're causing people to fight, fighting, outfighting, macro fighting, micro fighting, there's two paths. Yeah, people are going to follow their preference. They're not going to follow the least resistance. They're going to follow preference. They're going to follow familiarity. They're going to follow brand loyalty. Alright. Well, when you start giving out shit products and you start spitting in the face of your customers, what happens? People become resentful. And they begin to follow what? The path of least resistance because you've given them They don't like the other option. Duh, they're not gonna go to the other option. They're gonna go for a tertiary option. So, when they go for a tertiary option, which is the option of least resistance. Okay, we've got Apple that wants to go around the outside of the bend like this, and then we have Samsung who wants to drive on the inside of the bend like this. Those are familiar options. Those are rigid options. Those are things. Those are actions that some people are strongly familiar to. What happens is when you're forced to choose one part of the track over the other, you have to adjust that. But when you're in the lead, like I am, a new path arrives like this. Instead of following one edge of the track, I can just switch between the wall. And it isn't like switching between devices. No. It's choosing another option. You have the freedom to choose. If you break yourself away from something, or you're not cornered in by something, whether it be by an outside pressure, or your choices are completely opened up. You've got disposable income to look at your choices. You choose the least resistance. That's just how most people go. Path of least resistance. Second part, path of least resistance is important. Pleasure. People like pleasure. Duh. Alright, that's what they say sex sells. Well, when you oversaturate everything with sex, sex becomes feelingless, okay? It's not pleasurable. Oops! You don't enjoy it as much as you used to. It's not like the first time. Right? It's not like the second time. It's like, it's number 7,000, alright? And it's kind of boring. It feels like a chore. You're not into it. Pleasure. If you give a game that constantly slaps people across the face, this is politics. This is this. Real world this. Real world that. That's not pleasurable. People have a preference for pleasure. When you give a game that is actually designed to be fun, and it is fun, people gravitate to it. Naturally. Why are companies trying to make a false dichotomy? There are two options that don't even matter. Why do they gotta do that? And then, when that falls apart and that breaks down, they offer nothing pleasurable. They insult you for not enjoying the slop they give, and they don't put forth any effort because they know there are brain dead people who will buy the new Call of Duty every year. There are brain-dead people who will buy the new FIFA every year. There are brain-dead people who will buy the new Gran Turismo every year, if it came out. When something fun comes along, what happens? That's more pleasurable. That's a tertiary option. That's a third option. That's another path of least resistance to enjoyment. The fun of playing games. For entertainment, to waste some free time, feel good, to escape. You give someone that, exactly that, what video games are. You give them a video game, they're gonna play a video game. This game right here, this is a video game. I enjoy this. That's why there are different options in the market, because people like different things. They enjoy different things. To make something popular, you've got to make it for an audience. You make it for everyone. And that's what everyone's been saying. It's something for everyone. This is actually like Arrowhead's original core push. A game for everyone is a game for no one. That's it. I mean, Look, the next time I'm going to be bringing up this topic, there will probably be an update where I'll be correct again. I will be once again correct. Whether it's Sony doubling down, I'll be correct. Because that's what I stated, that's an option. Or Sony backing down, I'll be correct. Of course, as you get to the intricate details of why, what, and how, and what exactly the negotiation is, but at the end of the day, whatever option they decide they're going to choose will hinge on whether they get more money or they completely kill something people enjoy. I guarantee you, there is a path, there's a dark path that this could follow that causes Helldivers II to be completely wiped off the face of the earth. PlayStation doubles down, Helldivers doubles down, and they find some stupid fucking reason or terms of service, or there's some faux outrage comes about there being a lack of pride flag capes, and they refuse to put pride flag capes in, so now they're labeled homophobic, and they break Tony's contract in terms of service, so they're removed from the Play Store, and then eventually Steam is forced to take it down because, you know, whatever reason, and the game dies. It loses funding, they can't keep up with bugs and update bugs in content ratio like they are now, and they're already oversaturated with the bugs and content ratio. Because they're going to be releasing new content soon, but there's a lot of bugs in the game that they need to resolve. There's a lot of balancing they want to resolve. There's a lot of changes they have to make. And all of that takes time while the same people who are trying to fix shit are making shit. And that's expensive. That's stressful. That's a lot of overtime. And all of a sudden, when that money dries up, well, those people walk away. Those people walk away. It dies. If you restrict its marketplace by removing it from PlayStation servers, because that's where most people play, as far as I know, is PlayStation. And you completely you smear it, you make it look bad, you cover it in shit, and say, hey guys, this is covered in poo. Ew. Now we want to gravitate away from it. There will be the true fans, the true enjoyers that'll keep playing it, but you know, that's how they'll do it. And that's an option, and that's a likely option. A rare option. A rare option is PlayStation backing the fuck down and apologizing. The likeliest option is PlayStation does nothing, everything goes as normal, everyone just gets disappointed. What's more likely going to happen is nothing's going to happen. It's just going to go as it was going to go. There's going to be no renegotiation. PlayStation is going to be like, well, kiddo, and the game will slowly fall apart. If they don't persist, if they persist after option B, then option C is going to happen, and PlayStation's just going to have no choice but to completely destroy it. What that really is. But that's not. What is it? 18, 18, 16, 32, 36, 37 minutes for the race. I mean, this track's fast. When I'm trying to talk and I'm multitasking like this, time flies. It's just something to do. It's a good exercise. I'm feeling better about it. Every time I do it, I feel better. But that's that. We'll see what happens. I guarantee you things are going to move fast, and there'll probably be another update sometime this week, and I'll have to get back to it. I'll have to do research and dig into it. Damn, 24 seconds. I wasn't expecting to be that far ahead. Alright. And hit this button. Hit that